How we doing, folks? Andre Pillow, player development professional, founder of DNA Golf Instruction. Just like many of you, I'm at home dealing with this virus and trying to make sure that I'm safe for my family. And I set up my family room the best that I could to continue giving you guys golf lessons, golf instruction, and tips and things that'll help you once this ends. I'm fortunate enough, very, very small apartment, but one thing I love about this place is that I have tall enough ceilings to take swings. So myself and my daughters, we have enough space to make this work. And once again, guys, we're golfers, so use that imagination that we use when we play golf, and don't let this stop us from working on golf and having fun with golf, even though we may not be able to play on golf courses right now. Today, since we do have this time, and we know that we're going to be inside at least for probably 3-4 weeks here, I'm going to talk about grips. And a lot of us have issues with grips, especially novice players, and a lot of you guys that have issues with your ball flight. You may have a perfect swing or a lot of good things going on with your golf swing, but your grip may be incorrect. Normally at this time of year, it's a very difficult change to make, but since we're at home, watching a lot of TV, watching Netflix, shows like The Tiger King, and things like that, it's a great time to work on your grip. Sitting around and getting a good feel for your grip and even taking some swings without the pressure of hitting a golf ball. So some things that I like to discuss and issues that I see with a lot of players. Most amateurs, when I see a grip, I'm going to kind of exaggerate here. A lot of times, no matter what's going on with the actual interlock or overlap or 10 finger, I see the club in the palm of the hands, okay? And what I mean by that is that the club looks more like this, where the thumb is really long and the emblem on your glove is facing way, way to the left, right? And when we do that and have the club in the palm, we don't have a lot of control. Think about what you feel with. You feel with your fingers. And if we have the club in our palm, even if we have a good motion, good athletic motion, and the right things are going on with our shoulders, hips, and how we're getting through. This will affect our lever system and how our timing is, and even our control over the golf club. Okay, so there's a couple things that I want to point out, and have you try this at home. When you have that palm long thumb, there's also a big gap between your knuckles on your thumb and your base knuckle on your left hand. That is a big indicator for me with that gap, once again, that the club is in the palm. I see the same thing with the right hand a lot. So what I have my students do is I have them take their left hand and they're going to point it straight ahead and stick their thumb straight in the air. The right hand, you're going to do the same thing, but you're also going to put your pinky out. That's going to be for your interlock or your overlap. And even with 10 finger, I just want you to understand that these 3 fingers and these 2 are what's controlling the golf club. Okay? So once I get you in this position, I want you to lower your thumb on top of your index finger on both hands. Okay? Then from there, we're just going to curl in our index fingers and that overlap or that interlock finger as well, okay? This is pretty much showing you where the proper pinch should be between the base index knuckle and the middle knuckle on your left, or your middle knuckle on your thumb there, on both hands, not just your left, okay? And now we see that we're creating V's. We have these V's. There's no gap there. There's a pinch, and we have these nice tight creases, or V's as we like to call them, okay? Now from there, with your left hand, you can grab the club with those 3 fingers, keep the pinch, and now you'll see a different type of grip and a different type of control. Now that plate on your glove, that logo that was pointing this way, is probably now facing more down your target line, okay? Where before it was more underneath like this. We did grabbed it with those 3, hand went in. So that's how we want to grip the club. And the same thing with this hand. We have our pinch, and then I interlock. So when I interlock, I'm interlocking that, wrapping those 2 fingers on the golf club, getting my interlock, maintaining my pinch. Okay? And then this is going to get on the club. Now, once I've created those creases or those V's, I want to feel like they're pointing to my right shoulder. Okay? That's pretty standard in textbook in relation to grip. I look at Tiger's grip and I look at Tom Watson's grip. Those are the 2 guys that I really look at. Tiger for more of the athletic, newer swing, and Tom Watson for everyone. Athletic, non-athletic, more skill-based. But both of them had a very, very similar grip, and you'll see this grip with most golfers. The one golfer that didn't have his creases necessarily pointing at that back shoulder would be Ben Hogan, right? And I thought, in my mind, he's doing that. He had a tendency to hook the ball, be left a little bit more, working it right to left. And to weaken that hand position probably helped him to keep left out of play. All right. So for most people, I like to think of those V's pointing at that right shoulder, unless you're a student and we're having a conversation and we're going away from that for some reason. But even then, the club should really, really set in your fingers. That's what we feel with. Those are the feel elements that we need in golf. And when the club is in our palms, we're struggling. So think about that. And it's a great thing to work on right now. Like I said, sitting around the house and being able to hold a club and taking practice swings, because any grip change is very, very difficult to make in season. So that's something that I tend to work on either at the very, very beginning, almost in the early off season, late off season, or as the season is ending, especially for those that are in competition. Get through your competition, then we'll make that change. All right. So this is my home. Get used to seeing it, because we're going to try to get you some more videos and things from here. I'm doing some things with my daughters as well. And when they're here, you'll notice that the net will be in a different place. I set this up because it's better visual for you. And for me swinging, I have the taller part of the ceiling kind of over here. So making do. And thanks for watching. And as always, keep your heads up. We look forward to getting this golf season off to the right start.